my privilege to welcome you on the first edition of Nahar Jito Bookathon in association with Raisuni Foundation, where we will dive deep into the world of literature and creativity. Today, we have a special guest with us, an author whose words are enlightening spark of inspiration in the hearts of readers everywhere. Let me introduce with a small brief about our today's speaker, Mrs. Kamini Kusum. She holds an postgraduate degree in management and has worked for several years in corporate sector. She has authored well-known books that deals with complex emotions and narrative women around. Her books includes Difficult Girls, Gunpoint Grooms, Twisted Temptation, Honey and the Moon, and so many. Besides writing, she loves traveling, food, movies, and yoga. Please join me in welcoming Kamini Kusum Madam, the mastermind behind the empowering book Dare to Shine. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Charanpreet, for inviting me to this session. And hello to everybody who is listening. Thank you so much.
So let's jump right in Dare to Shine and receive rare review. And readers are connecting deeply with this message. Could you give our audience a brief review of what inspired you to write this book?
Yeah, Dare to Shine is my latest book, which was released just before Women's Day. And just to brief you a little bit about it, Dare to Shine is actually about 20 women achievers of India. And these women have done remarkable things in their own areas. And these names spread across from different periods of time, even present day, and as well as the history. So, see, I had been into writing, for like I think 7, 8 years. And I had been writing fiction, romance, romantic thrillers, romantic suspense, romantic dramas for a long time. So somehow, I was saturated at one point of time. I didn't feel like writing, fiction anymore. So it was at that time that I like talked to my publisher that is there something different because I was truly feeling saturated out of fiction. Then that was the time when my publisher suggested, how about writing a non-fiction? So I was really very happy to hear this and I jumped at the idea. So now the thing was what concept or what area to pick up in non-fiction. So see, I had been writing fiction as I told you for a long time, and in all my books, all my fiction books, there is one common thing that is strong female leads. All my readers know that every book of mine is having a strong female character, which who is driving the entire story. So this was something very close to my heart. So I thought that when I have been creating some really bold and daring female characters in fiction, then why not write about the real women achievers of India? So that would be something that was always very close to my heart, and this will be not a fiction thing, it will be true accounts of these females. So that is how the idea of this book, Dare to Shine, was conceived. And from there on, a contract was signed, and then I started working on the project, and then I finalized the name along with my publishing team, and then that is how it started.
Great, that's incredibly powerful. Your journey must have been quite profound. Could you share with pivotal movements or experience that shaped the direction of Dare to Shine?
Yeah, see, as I told you, when I started, like when we conceived this idea of writing about women achievers, it was finalized that I will be writing about 20 females. And each chapter of this book will be dedicated to the inspiring life of each of these females. And then at the same time, like it was decided that since we will be picking up these women from different areas and across a different span of time, so we were very particular about deciding what women should we pick up. So finally, we zeroed down on this 20 list, and some of the names are our president, the first tribal president of India, Draupadi Murmu, the first lady spy of INA, Neera Arya, the first woman who conquered Mount Everest, Bachendri Pal, the first woman detective of India, that is Rajni Pandit, the first stunt woman of India, that is Reshma Pathan, like this and so on. So, like these were all. This was a very interesting, list of women, and these were some of these women we knew, like we knew about them. But then there were a few names who a lot of people haven't heard about, and even there are names who people have heard about, but they don't actually know what they have done in their life, how inspirational their life have been. So the purpose was, to bring out the true life accounts of those females who have done remarkable work in their lifetime, and their life had to be known by people in general. So, like, say Neera Arya, as I told, this is she is one of the women, of 20 achievers, women achievers. A lot of people don't know about it. I mean, are you? Do you know Neera Arya? Have you heard about her?
Yes, I had heard about her. She is, yeah.
Who is she?
I didn't had much brief about things, but yeah, I got up the things in the social media platforms also about.
Okay. So I'll tell you a little bit about this thing because I just wanted to tell you there are some names who have done really remarkable work, and but somehow due to XYZ reasons they have not been given proper recognition in our, maybe by the media, in our textbooks, in our history. But these people really deserve the place, the recognition that everybody should know about them. That's what it is. So Neera Arya was the first female spy of Indian National Army, which we called Azad Hind Fauj, and she was very close to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. She was a lady who killed her husband to save the life of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and she was a great patriot, a great nationalist. But unfortunately, people, the especially the young generation, don't know about her. I mean, she didn't get the like the place she deserved in our history. So the purpose was that to bring out such names also, such female, achievers. Maybe she's a nationalist, she's a, freedom fighter, or she is from different field. So this is how it happened. And then, as I told you, India's first female detective. Nobody knows. Everybody, whenever we talk of detectives, people, usually
Video is,
remember. I can see you.
yes, yes. Now it is perfect. Yes.
So that's what I was saying, that whenever we talk of, detectives, private detectives, usually, the names that come in our mind is Sherlock Holmes, Vyomkesh Bakshi,
Yes.
and say Karamchand Jasoos. So a lot of these names come to our mind. But why only male detectives? Can't people think of, female detectives? Because
True.
they haven't heard about them. But there is such female detective in India, a very famous one, maybe only one must do. More than 80,000 cases. And one of the most sensational case is double murder mystery case. So she's such an accomplished lady. She is such a, fine female private detective who is still working in Mumbai very successfully, and people don't know about her. So the basic purpose of this book was to bring out all these names, to the forefront, so that more and more people know that there is no field that female can't conquer. So this is how it happened, and this was really very inspiring for me because even I didn't know these details about these, super women. I had also heard about them, but while, writing this book, this entire process, I got to know more and more about them. And in fact, this was very enlightening for me also. So this is how it happened. Yeah.
Correct. It's often said that the most profound growth emerged from our darkest moment. Your willingness to share the vulnerability is commendable, ma'am. The things that you have gone through, the inspiration that you have taken is inspiring the world now. Now, Dare to Shine offers readers practical strategies for unlocking their potential. Could you highlight few key points or principle or exercises from the book that readers can implement in their own lives?
First thing and the last thing of this, and the message that this book gives is never ever give up. However hard, however difficult the circumstances are, however demotivating the circumstances are, the people around you are, never ever give up. If you have a passion to do something, if you have an aim in your life, if you have set your target on something, forget about what people are telling you. Nobody is going to come and feed you. Nobody is going to come and give you shelter. It is you and only you who can decide your own destiny. That is the main thing that I have learned from all these super women, 20 women achiever. And fortunately, I have got to meet with some of these people and interview them personally. As I told you, Bachendri Pal, the first female to conquer Mount Everest. I met Bachendri Pal. All of us had, I guess, heard about her and read about her in our books, textbooks, that she conquered Mount. But that was a very small portion of her life.
Yes.
But Bachendri ma'am has done a lot more even after conquering Mount Everest. When I met her and when I talked to her, she said that people just know me as the first woman who conquered Mount Everest. But people don't know the journey after that. She is still very active, in different mountaineering projects, different trekking and adventurous projects. And she is inspiring, youth as well as, middle-aged people alike. So, see, the takeaway is that there is nothing impossible. If people are saying that this particular field is for male, this particular field is for female, this profession is purely a boys' club, it's a male passion. A lot of people say this thing, लड़की हो, ये इस फील्ड में कैसे जा सकती हो, ये तुम्हारे बस की बात नहीं है. A lot of people you will, hear saying this, and this is really very demotivating. So, since I was giving the example of Bachindri Pal, she is a very learned woman, she is an educated woman. And so, when she decided that she is going to take mountaineering as a career, so a lot of people told her कि ये क्या करने जा रही हो, because they never knew that there is something like mountaineering as a career also. ठीक है, पहाड़ पे चढ़ना is a different thing, but पहाड़ पे चढ़ना एक career भी हो सकता है. People didn't know about it. So a lot of people told her कि you are an MA, you are B.Ed, you are MA, take up a job in school and college. Why this thing mountaineering? Is it a career? Is it a profession? She didn't say anything. She enrolled herself in a mountaineering institute and she proved everybody wrong. And because of her this mountaineering spirit, she got a very good job in Tata Steel and she is still with Tata Steel. So she proved that, mountaineering is not just a, fun or activity. It gives you a career too. It gives you a good job too. And then she was showered with lot of, government jobs as well. From the UP government, from Uttarakhand government, from the central government. So that's how she proved it. That if you are focused on your goal, you can definitely make your passion your profession as well, and you can earn out of it as well. So this is one takeaway, and this thing you can see in all the women achievers that I have put in my book. Similarly, one I will quote. She is Reshma Pathan, and I don't know. Have you heard of the movie Sholay? Sholay, where it's a very old movie where
Yes.
like there is a very good action scene there where Hema Malini is riding a Tonga and she is running away from all those dacoits, the Gabbar's men. And then she does an action scene there. The wheel of the Tonga comes out and then she falls down. So
Yes.
this was a very famous scene. In fact, the entire movie was an iconic movie in Bollywood. But not everybody knows that behind this scene, what Hema Malini performed, there was a body double. There was a stunt woman. She was not actually Hema Malini who was doing the stunt. There was some other woman behind it. And she was stunt woman Reshma Pathan, who has acted in more than 500 films and given stunt in this. So who knows about it? No one. I mean, very people, hardly from the film industry. So these are such women, who have carved their niche in such areas which, you know, maybe some decades back, no one would have imagined that this can be taken up by a female also. There was a time in film industry when even the action scenes for female was done by males. Yes, they used to drape sari dresses and then do all the makeup to a man, and then the man used to do body double as an action scene, for an action scene for a heroine. But this changed slowly, and slowly this changed, and Reshma Pathan is one person who gave her full contribution to bring out that a woman can also be a stunt woman. So this is one thing. Women shouldn't think that this career is not for her. If she has a passion for something, if she really wants to do that, she can definitely do that. And thankfully, in our country, our government is very supportive, in everything. And so whatever you want, be it sports. So even when we talk of sports also, like I have picked up a few sportswomen, like Mary Kom. Mary Kom again is a very famous boxer, pugilist. She is 6 times world boxing champion and an Olympic medalist as well. So again, the same thing happened with her also. When she announced that she was going to take up a career in boxing, people were like, शक्ल बिगड़ जाएगी, चेहरा खराब हो जाएगा, हड्डियां टूट जाएंगी, तुम्हारी शादी नहीं हो पाएगी, एंड देन इतने पैसे भी नहीं है कि तुम्हारा इलाज कराया जा सके. These were all the things, that were told to Mary Kom. So this was very demoralizing. Hearing all these things, उन्हें तो boxing छोड़ देना चाहिए था फिर. She shouldn't have taken up. She should have done something else. But then she was very clear कि I am made for boxing. I cannot do anything else. I am not made for studies and all. She was not that good in studies, but she knew her strength lies in boxing, and she followed her passion. And the rest is history.
True.
So there are other women as well, in this book whom we have heard about, but then we don't know much. Maybe people should read it, and then they will get to know like their inspiring journey. To overall, I can say that please don't think that this is not a career for you. If you are passionate about it, you can do it. And you remember that film, Three Idiots?
Yes.
I think that was a super duper hit film, and then everybody knows about that. So, what was the basic message of that film? The message was that do what you like. If you are not the kind of a person who is into engineering bent of mind or medical bent of mind, you cannot do it. Do whatever you like.
Perfect.
Right? And make a career out of it. Yes, it can be difficult. Some people may say that ये practical नहीं होता, ऐसा हो नहीं पाता. ठीक है, it is difficult. Not every road to success is easy. But if you have a passion, you can definitely, tread ahead and make it a career for you. So this is the takeaway of this book. Never ever give up. There is nothing that you can't do.
Perfect. Yeah. That's an invaluable advice for anyone striving to live a more fulfilling life. It is just like inspiration. All the Reshma Patel ma'am, it was just ice breaking for me. I never thought and I never gone through these things that you have told me right now. So it was an inspiration for me. Let's move ahead. Like, what are the primary education themes in your book, and why did you choose to focus on these themes?
So education, I think this entire book is in education itself. Men or boys shouldn't think that this book is specially for females. No, I have taken women achievers because yes, I wanted to inspire them, but it's not that males can't, take inspiration from this. It is for everybody, when you talk about education, as I told you in my next, previous answer, that people should know that circumstances will never be in your favor. It won't be. Even if you feel that something is going right, now it's fine, something or the other, will come, as a hurdle. So that is what life is. Life can never be smooth. So you have to think, either you are going to give up or you are going to pursue it, more rigidly with more determination. You have to decide and that is what ultimately is going to decide your fate, right? And this is for everybody, be it a male or a female. And this book, Dare to Shine, is thankfully, like it's going to the corporates as well as colleges as well. And I just wish, because newly released, still it has to go a long way. So I am foreseeing it that, students from colleges and even corporates can, take some inspiration from this. And from education point of view, yes, it is going to give an insight into a lot of careers, careers which women or men, anyone can take up. So another example I'll tell you, since you talk about education, uh, uh, I have, put in a few women from business side as well, like say Falguni Nair. I have you heard about her? I don't know. Maybe a lot of people have heard, but some don't know the exact details about her. So I'll tell you a little bit. Falguni Nair is the founder and owner of Nykaa. Nykaa, the fashion brand. I hope you must be knowing Nykaa. At least girls know Nykaa.
Yes, yes, yes. I do.
Yes. So Nykaa started as a retail brand, a beauty retail brand, and then it diversified into fashion brand. So Falguni Nair, I don't know if people know or not. She was working with a top-notch financial company at a very high post in the corporate ladder. She was a managing director at that time, but she had a passion. She had a dream. She wanted, to bring out something in beauty, in the, retail space of beauty line. So she gave up her job, a high paying corporate job, and at the age of 50 she started a brand called Nykaa. Can you imagine, at the age of 50, when usually people start planning about their retirement, how they are going to start their second inning in a different way, the retired life. But here it was Falguni Nair who was dreaming big and who was dreaming to be an entrepreneur at the age of 50. And she established Nykaa, and few years down the line, she made it a big brand. And she is one of the multi-million dollar, multi-millionaire businesswoman in India. So that's the success story. Age is never a number. It's just a, like people just think, you cannot do this at this age, you cannot do this at this age. So that is a number in your mind only. And Falguni Nair proved it wrong. So this is one. And then the other, why I'm giving you this example, because young generation, the people from college who are, into stepping into corporate sector, or the similar field, they can relate with this. Many people are in hurry to, be a entrepreneur, be like, start a, startup and all. But yes, there's never a limit, where you can start a thing or where you can think of something new in your life. Take the example of Falguni Nair. Build your career, earn some money, build a corpus, and then think of, doing something new, and then think of being an entrepreneur. It's never too late, right? So just plan judiciously, and then you can step into the world of entrepreneurship. This is what Falguni Nair can teach us, to all of us around. The second example is Vani Kola. So not many people know Vani Kola again is a businesswoman, but she's not the normal businesswoman. She is a kingmaker. She makes a startup successful. So in one line I can say she is called the mother of Indian venture capitalism. She funds startups. She makes them rise. She guides them, invests money, and then makes them a king. So she is basically a kingmaker. She made Myntra, Zivame, MedPlus, Snapdeal, and lot of other companies, what they are now. She invested in them. She realized their potential and then she made them big and then she exited from them. So this is what she does. Put in money, make it a king, and then come out. So this is where the brain is. So that's what I'm saying. From education perspective as well, people can definitely learn from these achievers, men and women alike. They all can learn how they have, taken up this journey, how they decided. And Vani Kola thought of being a venture capitalist long, long years ago, when in India, startup was just like a new hot buzz. Everybody wanted to have a startup, but people never had a direction. Just like यू से ना कि हीरा तो है, हीरा बनने की खासियत सब में है, लेकिन उस हीरा को पहचानने वाला, उस हीरा को तराशने वाला एक जौहरी भी तो चाहिए। तो वैसे ही स्टार्टअप को बड़ा बनाने वाला, सक्सेसफुल बनाने वाला एक फंड रेजर, एक किंग मेकर भी तो चाहिए, इन्वेस्टर भी तो चाहिए। सो दैट इज व्हाट वानी कोला इज. So people can learn from her life how she did that being a female. Obviously, if you go through her life journey in my book, you will see that she faced a lot of problems in her life because of being a female. People usually don't trust, especially in India. Still, people are having that, patriarchal mindset. Like they will question you, अच्छा female है तो ये कैसे कर पाएगी, कैसे हमें help कर पाएगी, क्या कर पाएगी. There are a lot of questions, where female face, especially when they are taking up something very different. So, but yes, your work, you work hard and then your work will prove it that what potential you have. So this is all, I guess, people can learn from it, and men and women alike. And yes, people from colleges, people from corporate, everybody has something to take away from this book.
That's great. Now let's talk about some writing processes. What kind of a research did you undertake for this book? And were there any surprising or challenging moment while writing this book?
Yeah, see, research, it was purely, research based book. Nothing is fabricated. As I told you, it's not a fiction. So obviously, I cannot fabricate things. Facts are there. But yes, since I have been a storyteller, the entire book has been narrated in a way like somebody is telling you a story, so that the reader is not bored, in the very beginning. It's not like we are putting in facts like like Wikipedia does. अगर आपको facts लेना है तो वो तो आपको Wikipedia से मिल जाएगा, but you have to put their feelings, you have to bring out their experiences in such a way that people should connect with the personality, right? People should understand actually what they had to go through, putting in all the emotions, the feelings, the ups and downs in their life in a proper manner, systematic manner, is what really required for the book, such non-fiction books. So this was an uphill task to do that. But yes, for me, it was, to start with in the beginning, yes, it was a little uphill task. But then when I started loving it, because since I have a good solid background of fiction writing, and thankfully that helped me a lot. The narrative, building of the narrative, the storytelling. So it helped me a lot. Apart from this, yes, this book is extensively based on primary as well as secondary research. So primary research is like where you directly interact with people and get the information, and secondary research, that which is already available in different books, journals, archives. You go through everything, you research it, and then you bring it out in your own way, with your own perspective, with your own flavor. So all this I did for this book. As far as primary thing is concerned, yes, I contacted a few women achievers who were available. As I told you, Vichendri Pal, she is a very sweet lady. Thanks to Vichendri Pal ma'am, she was kind enough to give her interview, and it was a 1 hour long interview. She narrated everything, दिल खोल के बताया उन्होंने कि कैसे वो माउंट एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ी, और माउंट एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ने के was what actually was her journey. That is the main important point. So similarly, I met with India's first female detective, as I told you, Rajni Pandit, who is based in Bombay. So this was a direct interaction with her. Later on, when the book came out, I also gifted her a book. So she was very happy. At least now, more and more people can know about her. बिकॉज जासूस यूजुअली खुफिया होते हैं ना, बट अब वो खुफिया जासूस के बारे में एटलीस्ट लोग जान सकते हैं कि हाँ ये कोई खुफिया नहीं है, खुफिया भी करती है. So that was again, direct interaction. And then, as I told you, Reshma Pathan, the first stunt woman of film in Indian film industry. So she's also there in Mumbai. She has turned, I guess, 69 last 70 this year, going to turn 70 this year. And surprisingly, she is still doing stunts. So I asked her. I had a direct interaction. I went and met her, and she told, "Yes, I am still doing stunts." I was surprised. I was shocked. I told you, ma'am, though she doesn't look like 70, she is quite fit and fine. So I asked her, "कि आप 70 के एज में कैसा एक्शन सीन करते हो?" I was like very curious to know this. तो she told me, तो बूढ़े लोगों का एक्शन कौन करेगा? तो जो माँ होती हैं, जिनके फादर होते हैं, जिनको चक्कर खा के कूदना होता है, उनके लिए एक्शन सीन कौन करेगा? उनके लिए मैं करूंगी ना. So that is what she said. So she is very active. She is doing a lot of web series. So this was like a direct interaction with her. So yes, it was a combination of primary research, direct interaction with the people who are alive and who are available. Of course, not everybody were available, and not everybody, I couldn't not reach everybody. But yes, whoever were available, I took the interview, and then there was a lot of extensive secondary research, as I told you. For Neera Arya, it was truly difficult for me to get the data. As I told you, नीरा आर्या के बारे में इतना कम लिखा गया है, इतना कम बोला गया है, इतना कम मीडिया में आई है वो, इतना कम हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में तो है ही नहीं. There is nothing about her. Though I think that she deserves, huge recognition because she was such a great patriot. तो उनके बारे में डेटा मिलना was very tough. So if you search on internet about her, you will hardly get 4-5 lines या एक पैरा maximum. तो ऐसे लोगों के बारे में पता करना, it was very difficult. But then yes, I found out, I got to know that she belongs from Bagpat district in UP. So I knew a couple of people there. Then I contacted a few people. I brought out some articles from the archives, read some books. So this way, I did an extensive research to gather data about her, to gather her life journey and how she did everything for her country. So unfortunately, she died in penury. Even when she died, she lived a very bad life. Like she was selling flowers, at the last stage of her flower to make her ends meet. Nobody was there to recognize her. And she died 2 decades earlier, I think in 1998 she died. So not very long. So nobody was there to take care of her. Even people from her own district, Bagpat, were not able to recognize her. Such great patriot, and then she died in such a bad condition. Nobody to look after her. But then now I think thankfully circumstances are changing. Time is changing. Gradually I've heard that now some film is also going to be made on her life. Now people are giving her due recognition, and I'm very happy that at least I have done my bit, to bring such, true achievers, the true nationalists, out, the life of such people out through my book. So yes, there was a huge lot of research involved. 1.5 years of complete research and writing. Though usually I complete my fiction book in a few months of time. That is my speed. I can write a book, a novel in 2 to 3 months. That is how I do. But yes, this book really required a lot of hard work. So it came out in around 1.5 years. Yeah, this was it.
Good. So Dare to Shine captures true life accounts of 20 women who had dared to challenge the world and achieve great success against all the odds. Are there any particular character that you like the most or inspired you the most, or you feel that is relevant and it is somewhat you see into it? Like, this is me.
So I definitely see. I cannot compare myself with anyone. I'm nowhere. So I don't see myself in any one of them. But and yes, taking any one's name will be like, not giving proper due to the other names. All these 20 women, are great in their own field. And yes, I forgot to name one more person who is nowadays like people are truly admiring her a lot, though she was also a lost name, till some time back. She's Ahilya Bai Holkar. Ahilya Bai Holkar was a great administrator, a great ruler, somebody who fought for, her country to save her country from the invaders. And her husband died. There was a pressure on her to commit sati. There was sati pratha that time, but she defied everything because she had to fight for her region, that was Malwa. She was the queen of Malwa, a great administrator. I mean, uh, such a great person that even British people had to admire her again and again. So yes, this name I wanted to mention. And see, these all women are, exemplary. These are all great in their field. And even being 1% of them, will be like great thing for any woman. So, yes, of course, they all inspire me. And while writing this book, I admit that, some of their life were truly, so, I mean, what do I say? uh, I mean, they turned me teary. I had tears in my eyes while writing their journey. As I told you, Neera Arya, I was really, I mean, shocked to know the way she had to spend the last few years of her life. The way she spent that. So, the journey of some women really gave me goosebumps. कि अच्छा ऐसा भी हो सकता है, ऐसा भी कोई कर सकता है. So yes, it was a mixed feeling. Writing like 20 chapters, and each chapter dedicated to each woman, and every chapter full of emotion, full of, you can say action as well. Yes, because the way they fought, each and every hurdle in their life, that was an action itself. It won't. I would rather call it an action thriller, a true action thriller. Where women are really fighting taking up the challenges and then fighting all the hurdles that come their way. So yes, this is very inspiring, and I feel proud of what I have written, and I would say that this has been the best book I have written till now.
Great. Such an inspiring story that you have told. Like, what relevance or do you think your book has in today's fast evolving world where continuous learning is crucial?
Sorry, come again. I didn't get you.
Yeah, what relevance do you think that your book has in today's world, in fast evolving world where such continuous learning is crucial?
Yeah, see, as I told you, I have taken women from the history as well as from the present. And I gave you two examples, a very brilliant example of these super women like this Nyka's founder, Falguni Nair. And then I give you the example of Vani Kola, the venture capitalist of India. So these are such people, whom young generation can truly relate with. This is the work that they are doing, starting a company at the age of 50 and then making it a shining star of, I mean, a unicorn. That is a great thing. So obviously during these changing times where we are seeing, there was a time when startup was a buzz. Every other day, we were hearing a startup coming up in the Indian market. But then later on, soon this bubble, started bursting. Like startup cannot be successful. Every startup cannot be successful. There are a lot of people who just get into it for the heck of it. They think that, they can do it without, but there is not proper planning behind it, not proper financial backup behind it. So these are the problems, current generation is facing, in building up their career. So learn this is very relevant. I don't say that other women from history are not relevant because say we acknowledge Chanakya Niti. Chanakya Niti was given by Chanakya long, long years ago. But still, Chanakya Niti is relevant in every walk of our life, be it running a government, be it running a business, or be it being a leader in any field. Chanakya Niti has been, uh, advocated by everybody. The core teachings that is have that is going to help you in every field. So that doesn't matter whether the preacher or whether the exemplary person is from that era or this era or this era, that doesn't matter. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita has a lot to teach you, and that is the reason why Bhagavad Gita has been introduced in IIMs as well. So that doesn't matter whether this thing has come up in Dwapar Yug, Treta Yug, which Yug, the core things is always going to help you. So that is what I say in the changing context also. If you read the life history of all these women, achievers, you will always have something to take away. You may not get the exact scenario, but at least the problem solving skills you will learn from them. So I think this is very relevant, and that is why I guess people are liking it, and thankfully it is now in the bestseller list also.
Yes. So let's your passion for empowering others is evident in every word, Like before wrapping up, can you share any upcoming projects or adventure that our audience look forward to?
Yes, I would like to share, and this is very interesting thing. See, when I was planning about writing Dare to Shine, I had made a long list of some women which had to be finally shortlisted by my publishing team. So initially, after shortlisting, there were 21 women, and when I started working on the book and I started taking interviews, there was one woman whom I went to meet in Gurgaon. And Gurgaon is in Delhi NCR. I hope you know it.
Yes.
So she is based out of Gurgaon. And when I took her interview, so I will tell you, she is India's first lady bodyguard.
Oh,
And yeah, I won't say more about it. Obviously, you can Google and find out.
sure.
So she is India's first lady bodyguard and very field in the field of security and protection. So when I went to take her interview, I was like sitting like this कि मैं कहाँ से शुरू करूंगी, कहाँ से लिखूंगी, because it was not possible to accommodate her entire life journey. Though she is still very active, she is in her 50s, but it was impossible for me to accommodate her entire inspiring life journey in just one chapter. So I went back and then I told my publishing team, see, I can definitely write, but this lady is so inspiring. Lady bodyguard, तो people can't even imagine कि lady bodyguard वो भी lady bodyguard तो सभी सुने हैं. Usually when we talk about bodyguard, we have an image in our mind that there will be a robust man, wearing black suit, black pant, black goggles and all. So that is the image, a muscular man coming in front. But nobody would even imagine that male would be a bodyguard. And that too, when that female can come and work in sari, a sari clad lady bodyguard. So that is very, I even asked her, ki, ma'am, ye sari pehan ke bodyguard. So she told, see, bodyguarding is not about, action. It's not about fighting. It's not about just taking out the gun and shooting. Bodyguard is being, uh, agile and active in your mind. It's like a mental work. It's not a work where you are going to jump in and start doing boxing and fighting and then, getting into action. Because A bodyguard is not successful if he or she has to take out a gun and to protect her client or his client. You are there to avert the danger. You shouldn't let the danger come in. You don't have to get into action. That's how you should be. So there are a lot of other things. I won't be revealing it right now. So the
Sure.
next book will be on India's bodyguard. So, and that will be soon released as well.
That sound fantastic, you know. We'll definitely keep an eye on your endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you so much once again, Kamini Kusum Madam, for joining us today and sharing your wisdom and evidences to all the audience. Dare to Shine is undoubted a beacon of hope for all who dare to embrace their life true self. Looking forward to seeing you at our future tales. This is Charanpreet Kaur signing off. Thank you so much, madam, for inspiring
Thank you so
us.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.